All right, for this explainer, we're taking a journey deep, deep into the Amazon. We're going to explore a story about two very different kinds of magic. The first one, it's straight out of myth and legend. But the second one, well, that might just be the most incredible magic of all.
So let's meet our guy, Iyad. He's an ecologist, and ever since he was a kid, he's had this burning passion for nature and, a good mystery. This drive is what led him right into the heart of the world's largest rainforest. For him, this wasn't just a job, it was a true calling, a deep need to uncover the secrets hidden under that massive green canopy. And so, Iyad's journey begins. He's not just packing a map and a compass, he's armed with this incredible curiosity for whatever secrets the jungle is holding. He's basically stepping into a world that's part science and part ancient folklore. Now, you'd think he was ready for anything, right? He was totally equipped for all the physical stuff, the crazy weather, the thick jungle, all the wild animals that live there. But the one thing he was not prepared for? The legends he was about to see with his own two eyes. As he and his guide push deeper down the river, the line between what's real and what's myth just starts to dissolve. They stumble upon these traces of lost communities, and the guide's stories about forest spirits and hidden treasures, they start to sound less like campfire tales and more like a hidden history that's guiding their every move. This leads Iyad to discover the first of the two Amazons, a mythical world, one that seems like it was pulled directly out of a storybook. And this, right here, is where his whole expedition takes a turn into the truly unbelievable. Okay, so picture this. One night, he's drawn away from his camp by these strange glowing lights deep in the trees. He follows them and stumbles upon a path that leads him somewhere you'd never, ever find on a map. He's standing in front of this ancient, mysterious gate, an entrance to a whole other world. And this is the moment everything changes. He steps through that gate, leaving the world he knows completely behind. He walks into a place where nature itself is pure magic. We're talking glowing trees, flowers that actually sing, and a hidden community living in perfect harmony. The villagers welcome him, and he starts to learn their secrets, to understand the delicate magical balance that keeps their world going. But pretty soon, he finds out that this paradise is in serious danger. There's some kind of mysterious, dark force that's threatening to shatter everything. This whole experience, being in this hidden world, fighting to save it, it forces him to ask a really, really important question. What is the true source of wonder in the Amazon? Is it this secret magical place, or is it something else entirely? So let's switch gears and talk about the other Amazon that Iyad explored, the one that exists right here in our world. Because after he came back from that mythical adventure, his scientific work took on a whole new meaning. Iyad got back to his scientific exploration, and the things he documented were, in their own way, just as mind-blowing as what he saw behind that gate. I mean, the sheer variety of life was staggering. Birds that looked like liquid gold, butterflies that danced like little jewels, and just countless species that science had never even seen before. It was its own kind of magic. Now, this is a really cool moment. He's out there one night, and suddenly one of the Amazon's most powerful, most elusive predators just appears from the shadows. Seeing that magnificent jaguar felt just as profound, just as magical as any mythical beast you could dream up. It was just a moment of pure, raw, natural wonder. And that's when he realized something massive. This is the #1 most critical ecosystem on our planet. This single, vast forest is essential for regulating the entire global climate. It is, quite literally, the lungs of our world. So, here's the crucial part. This is where those two journeys, the mythical one and the real one, they come together and reveal this profound truth about what's really important and what's really worth protecting. You see, the biggest lesson Iyad learned from those mythical villagers, it had nothing to do with magic spells or glowing trees. It was about the real power you get when people work together, when they cooperate and share a commitment to protect something precious. And that's a lesson that's just as true for our world as it was for theirs. And that's when it all just clicked for him. The real magic wasn't the singing flowers. It was the incredibly complex, fragile, interconnected web of life in the actual Amazon. That system, the one that sustains all of us, that was the true marvel that needed a hero. So when he finally left the Amazon, he didn't just have some wild stories about a fantasy world. He left with hard scientific data, detailed journals,
and a brand new, powerful purpose: to be a voice for the real Amazon and to fight for its preservation. And that leaves us with a final thought, something to really chew on. In a world full of wonders, both imagined and real, Iyad's journey kind of asks us all to consider, which magic is more worthy of our protection? The one we find in stories, or the very real magic of the world we all depend on to survive?